How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name's Jordan and I review boxing gear. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Fortress Nano FASTWRAPS. So Fortress Boxing is a company based out of the UK, and they make FASTWRAPS, which are what they call, another name for knuckle guards. And this is a new version that they made, I think primarily for mixed martial arts people in mind, as the primary difference of these compared to their other FASTWRAPS is the length of the wrist section. The knuckle protection, which I will go over, I have a pair of their others, and I'll do another video where I compare these side by side and which might be better for whom. But as far as I can tell, the knuckle padding and everything is the same between the two products. So really the only difference is the length in the wrist section. All right, so first thing, kind of a walk around the product, build quality. So the material here is a soft nylon mesh. On the outside, it's soft. On the portion that touches your hand, it's even softer, it's smoother, especially as you get up here into the area that's across the top of your knuckles. So very comfortable to wear. They've done a really good job here. So this, on the edges of the material, they've put in this nice soft material to cover up these seams so that it's not rough and it's not like cutting into your hand as it's wrapped around your hand. So that's really nice, and that goes all along the bottom here. So on the bottom of your palm, it's well protected as well. And that stitching continues down here along the back side. So all the edges of this, really soft, really comfortable, no uncomfortable seams or stitches poking into you, and the material that's back here against your skin is probably like the softest that they have there. Overall, really comfortable on the hand. Then you have these three. This is kind of like a shoelace material, like a knit material. You have these three straps, and I'll show you in a minute kind of how you put these on. These are going in between the webbing of your fingers, and you can adjust them. There's a Velcro attachment here and a Velcro on the back of the hand, and they hold down there. So you got three of those. This material, super comfortable, easy between the webbing of the finger. Really nice design here in allowing anybody to, depending on the size of your hand, to get the right fit around your knuckles. This is, in my opinion, one of the most important features of this product, and I'll get into that why when I show you how to put it on. So how do you put this on? How does this product work? So first let me undo the pieces that go through the webbing. So you just slip it on. There's a little elastic attachment down here. And there's a right hand version and a left hand version. You can tell which is the right because even here you can kind of see how this builds up and is angled a little bit more. That should be your large knuckle. And on one of them it does say which is right, which is left, so you can always look for that as well. But the ergonomics, the shape of them, they have taken into account, that your hands are different on each side, so that's another nice feature, but something to pay attention to so you're putting on the right one on the right hand. So you slip it on, and I get it so that the padding is right there over the front of the knuckles. That's where that's where you're making contact. That's where you want the protection. Then you take these pieces. I make a fist, so it's snug. Sticks back there. Same thing with this. Make a fist. Goes along the back. Last one. Make a fist along the back. So now this is snug in place. This should not move. Putting the glove on, taking the glove off. As you use it, this is what locks this in place, regardless of how you wrap it. So I've used these with different wraps. I've used these with different gloves, 14 ounce, 16 ounce, big, heavily padded gloves, more puncher's glove with softer padding like horsehair and latex foam. Doesn't matter the type of glove. This feature of the strings going through the webbing and locking in back here keeps this locked in on the front of your knuckles which for any other knuckle protection I've used tends to be the trickiest thing to get a hang of. So Fortress, their innovation here and how this works, in my opinion, is one of the things that set this apart from any other knuckle guard. So that's how you get it on. Next is you need to wrap up your hand. All right, so first I'm going to use these Fortress hand wraps. When you buy a pair of their hand wraps, it does come with one pair of their hand wraps. So these are a little different from your traditional boxing wraps. One, they're a little stretchier. They're like a compression wrap. Two, the length of them. These are much shorter because you don't need as much of the wrap to go around your knuckles and build up some of that padding. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. So really the wrap is to get kind of a secure fit around your wrist, cover up this product, cover up the Velcro and stuff back here, and that's it. So I'll show you how I wrap them. Again, thumb loop going across the back. I go across my wrist a couple times. You want to wrap these a little more snugly than you would maybe your traditional boxing wraps, and they're built to cut with that extra stretch with that in mind. So then I'll come across the back of the thumb, back down across the top of my wrist, up here, across the top of the hand, across the middle of the hand. Again, pulling each of these a little tighter than I normally do, and it kind of gets that mesh material snug around your hand for a kind of a comfortable, personalized fit to you, and then finish back around the wrist. So that's what it looks like, wrapped with their wrap. I push this up a little bit to kind of be up there with my knuckle bar, or my grip bar rather. And there you go. Pretty good wrist protection, and this keeps the wrap protected, no problem. So again, I've used this setup in multiple different types of gloves, no problem. Everything stays in place like it's supposed to. Yeah, that's how you use the product. I am going to show you also what it's going to look like and kind of how it compares if you use these wraps with your traditional hand wraps. All right, so this is what it looks like if you wrap them with a traditional, regular. This is a box raw 4.5 meter, I think, so close to 180 inches. Traditional, regular style hand wrap. So the way I wrapped these was just like I normally wrap my hands, except I did none of the wrapping around the knuckles. I did go through my webbing, so you can see that in there just one time on each of them, and I do that because I kind of crisscross across the back of my hand. It gives me a nice support across the back of my hand on the top part of my wrist, and I don't think it really adds any significant bulk up here on your knuckles. That's what it looks like. Compare the two. Really, for me, the biggest difference is more bulk, and I can feel it, more bulk down here around the wrist and across the back of the hand. Both of them work. I've done both of these. I had no problems wrapping my hands with either of these products and using either method shown here. It kind of just depends on what pair of boxing gloves I'm wearing. I have some that are very compact. I tend to go with these. If I have others that are maybe average size to a little larger, I tend to go here. If my wrist is a little extra sore one day, I might do it this way because there's so much extra wrap with these, you can really get really good support around your wrist. So either of these work, but I just wanted to show you that both of them work. They look a little different primarily across the back of the hand and in the wrist area, but those are two different ways that you can use this product. All right, so how do these perform, right? That's really the most important piece of this review. This knuckle protection, if you can see there, I mean, you get a really good amount of knuckle protection. This is very similar to when if you've ever had your hands professionally wrapped with gauze and tape, or if you've ever seen anybody's hands wrapped that way. It's a very similar look and a very similar feel. And the padding is similar as well. So the padding you get with gauze and tape is from the gauze and the tape kind of holding it all in place, giving it some structure. This is a really soft foam and thick enough that, so I use these with puncher style gloves. You know, a little plug for my Instagram, Jordan Miller on YouTube. I was showing a kind of a little peek into the review process I was using to test out these FASTWRAPS. I was using these with more puncher style gloves with like horsehair padding, very firm protective gloves like my Venom hammers, the Lomachenko editions, more soft padding like my 1v1 PTE gloves, my rival Lomachenko gloves. So really all different shapes of gloves, different padding styles, firm, punchers, pillowy, and they performed very well in all of those. So the level of knuckle protection you get here is exceptional. It's, I didn't bruise my knuckles at all. I really gave everything I have here on my Nazo heavy bag to really test these and see how they would perform, and I have no complaints as far as the knuckle protection goes. So excellent job in a different variety of gloves, different size gloves, different weighted gloves, different padded gloves. These really did a really good job. So the knuckle protection, which is the primary reason you're purchasing these all did a great job. So I was very pleased with that. All right, finally, pricing. So again, this is a UK brand. However, there is a US authorized reseller of this product, Box Up Nation. I'll put a link down below to his website. He sells these Fortress FASTWRAPS as well as the other types of Fortress FASTWRAPS. If you want to see their slip-on version, I'll put a link up here to check out my review of those. And Fortress also makes boxing gloves, and he sells those as well. So if you are interested in these, go to Box Up Nation's website. If you use the code JordanMiller10, that'll save you $10. So these retail for $65. You use that code for $10 off. At $55, I would absolutely recommend these. That is an excellent price for what you get here. These are extremely comfortable. They stay in place, which with any other knuckle guard, that is the trick. Yeah, they might provide really good knuckle protection, but as you're working out, or even sometimes as you put your hand in the glove, all that knuckle protection slips up top. These didn't matter what gloves I used, didn't matter if I wrapped them with their wraps, with box raw wraps or other ones, these stayed in place. So very high quality, definitely worth it, especially at that price point. These I absolutely would recommend. So if you're interested in these, check out Box Up Nation's website. Again, link below, JordanMiller10, coupon code, save you $10, and get yourself some excellent knuckle protection. So I'll definitely be using these. Plan to do a comparison review, these versus the other slip-on versions, and kind of a who do I think, which product might be best for the different type of person and why. So that is a future video. If you guys have other videos you want to see, comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions about this product specifically. I usually do a good job at replying to all those comments, so happy to answer those questions if you're still considering whether or not you should get these or not. Also follow me on Instagram, Jordan Miller on YouTube. You know, I do little stories showing myself, you know, kind of demoing the products that I'm going to review. I interact with fans there. That's where I get ideas for what products I should be reviewing. And lastly, please, if you liked this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe and notification bell as well so you'll be notified of all my upcoming videos. And I'll see you guys next time.